Hey, welcome back to this part 2 of saving some Game Gears. If you want to see the first part of working on these things, and I ended up recapping Game Gear and bringing it back, this video here, link in the description for the first part. Ended up recapping this Game Gear and bringing it back to life. In the first video, I ended up being very surprised by what I found inside of this one. So I just had to kind of set it to the side and work on this one. I'm going to get back to working on this Game Gear here, and hopefully everything goes well and I'm able to fix it. The plan is, I've got these two other systems here that I'm going to try to take parts from, and what I want to do, since the LCD on this one here actually works, I'm going to try to rebuild the backlight circuit back to original. Why, you ask? I don't know. I like originality. I don't want to give up on this thing. I could just do a clean screen kit, or is it McWheel? One of the two. There's a couple options of screen replacements, but since the LCD actually works on this, I really want to try to bring it back to original. There is actual good LED backlight kits, but they take quite a bit of work. Since these two are just kind of sitting around collecting dust and are more or less parts, boards, I'm gonna give it a shot. This one here has been waterlogged. I'm gonna try to take everything from this I can first before I take it from this one, because this one is in good shape on the inside for the most part, except for some corrosion that I ended up trying trace repairs and never fixing. So I think I got some wire or something wrong in this one. It just the screen doesn't work. The end result for that one is more likely going to be a new screen kit that bypasses all that crap. But we'll get there when I get there. So can I do it? I guess we'll see. So let's get to it. So this is the system in question. If you don't know what's going on, you haven't seen the last video, here's a little recap. You can open it up like a clamshell, and oh, somebody's recapped this thing. And that's not supposed to be there. Where's the transformer? What in hell has happened here? That's interesting. So I'm gonna do my best to take this and get rid of the really crappy LED mod that's been done to it, and completely rebuild the CCFL backlight system that's on this thing. It uses a really small fluorescent tube to create the backlight. It's not power efficient. That's where everything goes to LED backlighting now, but it does produce a pretty decent backlight on these. Since I got a couple of these sitting around doing nothing, I'm gonna try to rob the parts out of it and rebuild this one. So this is what we're working with. So this is what we're working with here. We are missing a lot of components. I can see we are missing the little transformer. I know I'm missing both of the fuse links that go on either side. I'm missing a tube, of course, and then I know I'm missing some components here and here. I don't know why it was done. So first thing I'm gonna do is gonna test this board, power board here, make sure it's putting out, I think it's 34 volts for the fluorescent tube to work like it's supposed to. Maybe this board is bad and that's why they did LED mod. Maybe the, I don't know, tube went bad. Usually what happens with these is one of the fuse links goes bad and it goes really dim, and then people end up replacing the whole thing when all you need is the little fuse link thing. Anyway, let's get that out of the way. I'm gonna take this and get that hooked up. I've got to look up the little cheat sheet for the pinout on this thing. Console 5, they've got an entire schematic board with the pinout right there that I need, and it is 34 volts. That's what I thought it was. So first thing I'm going to test is make sure I've got good ground. So I'm going to put it on this pad here with the screw, and 3, 4, and 5. So we got ground there. Then we are getting 34 volts on the what's going to be the backlight circuit. So that's good. We're getting everything out that we need from the power board. I'm going to set that aside. I was going to say the audio board isn't working on this, but I can tell that the caps have been leaking. We'll worry about that later. I've got extra audio boards if that's the case. Let me open up one of these other systems to take a look at it. Let's see. So I am missing, as far as I can tell, I am missing a lot. I know I need both fuse links. I know I need the little transformer. I think this is called an inductor. 2 types of capacitors, I guess. Yeah, Yeah, it's two different kinds of capacitors. I am not seeing, comparing the two, I'm not seeing anything else I am missing at the moment. That might change when I turn it over. I'm not sure, but we will see. I don't want to steal everything from this one yet. I end up stealing everything from this one, the one that's flooded, waterlogged, whatever. It's been sitting around for some years, so hopefully I can get something good out of it and not everything is destroyed. I'm pretty sure this is VA1, but I haven't had it open in so long I don't remember. So this is it, and yeah, it is atrocious, I know. Sad, sad life for this Game Gear. It's basically remained unchanged. Funny thing is though, none of the capacitors are really leaking. They're all still there. They haven't rotted off the board somehow. It's bad and sad. Oh well. Something I've never tried though is seeing if this will power on with a good power board, because I never bothered. I'm just curious. The backlight works, which is awesome. I can see it's on. It don't smell great, but it is on. I don't want to subject any of my games to that port, but hey, I know the backlight works. I can see it turned on, so that's cool. This thing will be good for something. I think I'll end up using this for one of those replacement motherboard kits at some point in time. If I get enough from selling stuff, may look into doing one of those and doing a video on it. Just transferring everything over. So I think you need this chip, and this chip is the three main things you need. I think you're supposed to have like the contrast wheel, but I'm not sure. And you can reuse the cartridge port, but you can buy those now too. So let me go ahead and just kind of gut this whole thing and see where we're at. That just looks horrible. You know, a minute ago, I had a thought to myself when I saw the other side, I was like, maybe this is kind of fixable. Now, not so much, because all the pads are gone. Oh, that's sad. I don't think this LCD is going to be usable either. A trace here that is completely corroded on, it's corroding on the inside. This makes you sad, look away. Don't worry, I am gonna hold on to it, and if it can be saved at some later date, I will. I don't have high hopes, but I don't think I can get that out of my way without first soldering that out. I'm gonna go ahead and desolder the bulb out of here. Grab a hold of that pin there and just pull that out. Carefully grab this other one. Okay, that's that desoldered. So I should be able to work this entire piece out. So there's the bulb out. Carefully straighten that out. And I'm going to take these little end pieces off and get a good look at this. This one on this side looks fairly good. This one on this side has started to corrode. I may have to put this in some vinegar to eat that corrosion off to stop that from continuing. But otherwise, the bulb looks pretty good. There's that. If I have to, I can get the bulb out of the other one. If any of these parts are just gone, I can steal parts out of that other one. So I want to test these fuse links to make sure they're still good. It broke from the inside. I'll get one from the other one. We will also need these two capacitors, and I think this is an inductor, and then the transformer. I'm going to throw a bunch of flux on this to try to break through all that corrosion. There's that one. I guess I'll go after this blue one. There we go. We can go after inductor. I do really need a desolder gun, that is for sure. whole bunch of fresh paste here. Help me out. Just glob it on. I don't really care about this thing cleaning it up too much, so more the better. There we go, got it out. I think that's everything I'm gonna end up needing. That should be all right. I should be able to clean those pins up pretty good. Now I really need to look up a schematic and see how this is wired to make sure it's still good. So 4 and 5 are connected, 1, 2, and 3 are connected, 7 and 6. So let me figure out where pins 4 and 5 are. Okay, if that's the case, then that means we should have 3 more connected together, so there we go. That should be that. Labeled weird, but I think we're good. I found this part of the coil winding, I found this part, I found this part, and I found these 3 connected together on this. So that should be all of them for that. I'm going to clean these pins up with a little bit of solder wick, and along with other parts, go ahead and clean the solder on these components. Give them some clean legs. Okay, those are all pretty good and cleaned up decently. So if you don't remember what it looked like before, let me just set this in here and kind of show you. There's a little before. It looks awful. It's got they are not wide throw LEDs either, so you can see it's like really, it's got this halo on this side and on this side, and no matter how bright I make this, you can white it out and not really see much. It's just awful. So let's go ahead and then just rip everything out of here and get to fixing it. Go ahead and desolder this, get it out of here. Throw this crap away. Yep, I'm correct. They did just cut them off, it looks like. So I'm gonna take this out very carefully and get all that out. I just noticed it's missing some of the screws already. Lovely. I'm gonna take this and I'm gonna screw it in here to hold that LCD in place, so I don't want it flopping around. All right, that should be good enough. That worked. I believe that's everything pretty much cleaned up. Okay, so this, even though they're both VA1s, there were some revisions apparently, because this piece here doesn't fit into those 2 smaller holes, and it actually goes into the 2 wider holes on this one. I gotta clean out that hole there, and let me double check, make sure they're connected on this side. They are. So they will go to the same place. I'm losing stuff. Let me go ahead and clean that hole out. Now that capacitor can go in its spot, and this capacitor. Should be able to very carefully hold these up and just kind of give them a touch so they stick in place. There we go. Now I can come in here, solder these on. Get these in first. Go ahead. So I get this set over there. There we go. Go ahead and solder this in. This first. And that should be it for all of those. I'll throw in the 1 fuse link, and then I'll throw in my makeshift one. Sacrificial wiring, I'm going to use as the makeshift link. This is from this one, and it looks like they tried to clean it, and I also did, and it just made it worse. So I'm just going to use this for now, and more than likely I'll find another game gear that's completely destroyed to take the fuse link from and one of these reflectors from, or figure out how to redo the chrome spray paint maybe. I don't know. That'll be something for the future, but I want to make sure this can work for the most part, and that's not going to hurt it that much. So we have the tube here. I put these little spacer pieces. This will hold it kind of at the right spacing. Those are the dirty ones. I'm going to steal the ones from the LEDs. I don't know what this gunk is. I think it was some type of glue or something that they had used, because these were kind of stuck at first. But this will get my spacing, because they sit down in those little slots there. That gets my spacing pretty close, and now I can see where I need to fold these legs down. That'll go there. We'll go about right there. Let's see, can I put another one of these in here without taking that bulb out? I'm not sure. I really hope I can. No, I can't. So, a lot of things to line up. I gotta line up both of these wires, and I gotta line up the holes for the shield. Okay, that's in place. Let me go ahead and throw a couple screws in it. Hold both sides together. Good enough for now. All right. That should be good enough to test. Let's try her out. Got that plugged in. Let's plug in the game. Moment of truth. This is the brightness control. Let's see, I'll put it like at medium. Turn down these really bright lights. And let's try it out. Okay, it's just kind of janky. So let's see. It is back. Let me turn these lights off. And that is working pretty good. Backlight is it's very nice and bright now. So yeah, those links they're just too fragile is all it is. Even moving them just a little bit breaks them. I will have to figure out where I'm going to source some of those. But in the meantime, we have another saved Sega Game Gear. Original backlight has been rebuilt, and it was working pretty good. So I hope you enjoyed the video of us going through and rebuilding the backlight circuit on this Game Gear. It's working pretty good. I'm going to come back to it sometime in the future and clean everything up and get it all put back together. If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe and hit the notification bell down there to keep up when I upload my next video. Sorry nothing came out last week. I'm still working on the main room in the house, and there's just lots to do. What I'm going to do is I'm going to try my best to stay consistent on the day. I don't know if it'll be every week, but I'm going to try to do one at least every 2 weeks to 1 week. I'll try. It may flip-flop back and forth just depending on what I got going on. I just want to make sure I get something recorded, edited well, and then uploaded in time for YouTube's algorithm to do its analysis crap so that it knows who to push the video out to. Because the first one didn't go anywhere. I just edited it real quick at Thanksgiving weekend, and I got it finished on Sunday, and I wanted to give it at least a couple hours of being unlisted to try to do something. And pretty much most people that seem to watch it was all the ones that keep coming back to watch, and I appreciate y'all very much. But I do want to make sure that their system knows who to throw this out to, because I want everybody to not be afraid to try to do some of this kind of stuff. So that was my fault. I'll normally try to throw them up on Thursday and leave them unlisted all the way until Sunday at noon. I'm going to stick to that. If I ain't got one ready, I won't throw one out. If I got one ready, I can get it up by Thursday or at least by Friday and give it more than 24 hours to sit there and analyze it and know who I ought to present it to. I'll do that. So, but hit the notification bell and keep up with whenever I throw something up. Sunday at noon is what my plan is. I appreciate all y'all being here, and I will see you in the next video. Later.